These are one of the most expensive sets of headphones that I've had in for testing. They come in at around £400, which, while definitely not the most amount of money you can spend on a set of headphones, they're certainly not cheap either. But despite their planar magnetic drivers and premium price tag, they still feel just about as quality feel as a £30 headset straight from Amazon. So what's the deal here? Well, let's find out, and let's talk about these rather impressive, but rather, well, let's say interesting headphones as well. If you want to see more videos like this one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday though, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification icon. The reason I suspect for the lacking build quality here comes down to the very fancy drivers that are in here. These are planar magnetic drivers that you've probably heard that term mostly from their bigger brother, the LCD-2s. Those are renowned as one of, or some of the best headphones that money can buy for especially a very neutral listening experience, but still very good. These are a very similar driver. They're a bit smaller, 106mm in the LCD-2s, whereas you get 90mm in these, although they are actually much easier to drive with just 16 ohm impedance rather than 70. But those fancy drivers come at a pretty high price, and despite the relatively high price tag for the standard headphone world, it's still a relatively budget option for having these fancy drivers, and so they've cut some corners in terms of the finish and feel of the headphones in favour of better sound quality. And sound quality they have in spades. Seriously, the detail is insane. How clear, how crisp the sound is. The fact that you have an incredibly open back design which offers a very wide soundstage, and honestly you can pick out individual instruments, you can listen to each layer of sound, you can even pick out individual harmonies in vocals. That's how clear they are. These would be an excellent choice for someone who's a bit more of an analytical listener, someone who likes to sit down and pick apart each detail of a track and, you know, listen to or pick individual elements to focus on when listening. Or if you're a professional music mixer, I think these would do very well for you. If I had to critique the sound, it would be, well, the sound profile in general is very well balanced. The bass is definitely not overpowering, but it's also not overly lacking. The trebles often do a good job here too. And overall, like I said, it's a pretty balanced sound profile, but it just lacks a little bit of punch. It didn't feel like an involved listening experience. I didn't feel moved by the music I was listening to, rather than I was sitting down and, you know, picking apart each piece, but I wasn't involved in the listening experience as much as I would be listening to the same songs but on a Sennheiser HT650 instead. As you can expect from a pretty neutral sound profile, a lot of genres of music work well on these. For me personally, I found that lighter tracks tended to play a little bit better on my ears, as the darker, grungy punk and rock and metal that I also like was a little, like I said, uninvolved. From a straight listening experience, these are very nice, although I can't say that they blew me away. One thing that did impress me though was the ability to drive these from pretty much any device and still have a good enough listening experience. Well, yes, using something like the Schiit Magnus and Modius to drive them will offer pretty much the maximum performance, maximum quality from these headphones. It's not necessary. I was using a basic USB-C to 3.5mm adapter from my phone, and I was getting what I would probably call a good 90% of the audio quality that I was getting with my shit products, and that's really impressive. Unfortunately for me, these won't be my go-to headphones for a nice listening experience. Why? Because these are horrendously uncomfortable on my head. Of course, you know, comfort and that sort of thing is very subjective, and so they may fit your head just fine, but for me, well, let's start with the headbands. This has what is apparently real lambskin leather, but honestly feels like the cheap vinyl tat that you get on pretty much any gaming headsets, and the amount of padding that's under there is next to zero, so it pretty much just dug into my head whenever I was wearing them, whatever position, however wide I wanted to have it, I would still end up with what felt like a bruise on the top of my head. Then there was the ear cups. These are a lot smaller than something that you get on something like the LCD-2s or even my Audio-Technica TechteamGB WLs. These fit over my ears just fine, these don't. So not only do my ears not quite fit in and they sort of have to tuck behind the ear cups, but they also have the same, what feels like very cheap vinyl leather on the ear cups, and it's leather on the surface, which means that they build up sweat incredibly quickly. Also, the amount of padding is pretty slim, and so the inside edge of my ear rubs on the effectively driver surface constantly, which again gets annoying. And the overall comfort and feel just didn't work for me. Personally, I can't wear these for more than about 20 minutes before I have to take them off because it gets too uncomfortable. One minor gripe I have with their design is that these ear cups do swivel, which is great, especially if you want to stick them in their carrying case, but one thing that I have to wonder is most other headphones that have that feature have it so that when you have them around your neck, the ear cups are facing down, resting on your chest, which makes it relatively comfortable to wear. But these ones fold outwards, so it's the harsh plastic that scrapes along your skin or on your chest rather than the nice soft ear cups. Why is it this way round? Touching on the build quality again, at least in specific, the other main gripe that I have beyond the leather that doesn't feel like leather is the plastics. This is a very plastic heavy headset and it just doesn't feel very premium. The very first thing that my friend and me felt when we got this out of the box was, wow, this feels cheap. Now, like I said at the start, this is a £30 or £35 headset from Amazon. It's a Corsair HS35, has a built-in microphone, and of course sounds nothing like those, but it's also a tenth of the price, so who cares? The thing is, the plastics on this do feel cheap, but they also feel weirdly slightly better. Not in a very meaningful way, but like I said, this costs less than a tenth that these do, but in terms of build quality, these actually feel a little bit better. They don't have the sharp edges that literally scraped my neck multiple times while trying to wear these around my neck while, having a quick conversation. The sharp edges on the corners, the, just naff feel to the plastic makes me wonder why these cost £400. And sure, once you start listening to them, you get an understanding, but I would have much rather paid $420 or $450 for a headset that doesn't feel like, well, this cheap. Also, in terms of build quality, I'm not worried about failure. That doesn't feel like a massive issue. If I were to suspect anything to fail, it would probably be the joints that let the ear cups tilt in and out, or potentially the joint that lets it swivel and rotate and fold in so that it fits in its carrying case. But overall, I wouldn't be too worried about these breaking. I would just be worried about every time you pick them up feeling like, well, you might have wasted your money. Getting back to the main points, these are an incredible listening experience. They offer incredible clarity and crispness to the sound, a lot of detail that you probably didn't know was in songs. And like I said, if you're the sort of analytical listener, these will be great for you. They don't necessarily pack quite as much of a punch as I would like, and they don't feel as much of an involved listening experience as, again, I would like personally, and they also don't fit me very well, nor is the build quality quite where I would like it. But if you want a set of planar magnetic headphones but don't want to spend £750 or £800 on the LCD-2s, these might be a very good shout. I should make it clear that you shouldn't be drawn in by what is essentially the marketing of these planar magnetic drivers, as you can still get an excellent listening experience for more standard style drivers in something like an HT650, which is not too dissimilar of a price tag. Of course, it will depend on what your type of listening experience you're looking for is, to depend on what sort of headphones you want to go with, but these might be a good option for you. So you've heard my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours in the comments down below. What do you think of the LCD ones? Are these a set of headphones that you'd pick up yourself, or would you go with the slightly better LCD2s, or are you the more sort of £30 from Amazon type ones instead? Feel free to let me know in those comments down below. Also, if you want to pick up the LCD ones or check out pricing when and where you watch this, I'll leave a link to it in the description down below. That very well may be a link to Amazon, so that will be an affiliate link if it is, and that will take you to your local Amazon store where you can see pricing when and where you watch this, because it can and does vary. There's also a load of other links in the description down below you can check out, from different ways to support the channel with merch for hoodies or t-shirts like this one, or a load of other cool designs that I designed myself. There's also Patreon for access to our Money Men Discord chat, sponsor-free videos, and of course, you support me directly too, and a load of other affiliate links or stuff like VPN options, Overclockers UK if you're buying from them, and a load of other stuff, so feel free to check it out. I'll leave some more audio reviews on the end cards, maybe a bit about the shit Magnus and Modius if you're interested, and that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to leave those in the comments down below and I'll do my best to get back to you. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.